What's up, blue chips? Let's see what we got here today. Make an agreement with yourself to be courageous every day. It's a pretty good one. I like that. Kind of where I'm at right now as far as this new addition to my strategy. So trying to be courageous a little bit. Kind of stepped into it yesterday, so I was kind of happy about that. Really not too much to look at on the scanner as far as I'm concerned. A lot of low float stuff moving. What was the other one? RTIX. It's the big one from this morning. The float on this is actually 70 million, but it's just kind of going sideways. It kind of looks like a buyout, kind of, sort of. This is kind of what buyouts usually do. But who knows? What's up, Jeff? How you doing? Let's see. Take a look at what some of the ISW members are taking a look at. NK kind of looks the exact same as RTIX here. For the most part, NK is the one that's actually halted into the close yesterday and then opened after the close and pretty much retraced most of the move, but it did end up pretty much going back up for the most part. What's up, Sue? Yeah, I mean, I was talking a little bit low. My little one's still sleeping, actually, so my wife stayed home sick, and so I just got home from taking the oldest to school, and so I was trying to just be a little bit more quiet until he's awake, so sorry about that. DAL, a little bit higher priced. Daily actually looks like it's got some pretty good resistance here, sitting around 63, that 63.50 area. Let's scroll out on the daily, take a look at if this is all-time highs, which it does appear to be. So that could be interesting to watch if it wants to get over that 63.50 area. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. This was back in July of last year that it had touched, so it had plenty of time to kind of make a pullback, consolidate, and go higher. So it's definitely something that could be a nice little breakout. So we'll definitely keep that in mind if we end up pulling this back up. Let's see what else we could turn the show off. What else we got? Oh, I was looking at WFC. WFC, this is something we'd be looking at towards the downside. We actually have the 200 sitting here around 49, 40, yeah, right around 49. So let's draw a line there so we know it's there. So if we do come back to it, we'll know exactly what we're looking at. What's up, Dave? How you doing, man? Yes, I am. I am ready to get something going. Oh, nice little stretch. Let's get these lights up. There we go. I was keeping them low because the wife is down here. She's not feeling well this morning, so thankfully she got up so that I could only not have to wake the other one up. So Tesla is definitely apparently there was a rumor that into the close on Friday there was a big short position entered. So if that's the case, whoever that is hating life right now. Absolutely hating life. David, I did not. I planned to go to bed early, but as you know, I didn't quite get there as early as I had hoped. I was watching the national championship game, and it started at 8, and halftime it was like almost 10:30. I was like, "Are you serious?" It took 2.5 hours to play a half, and so I ended up trying to go upstairs to go to bed, and I just couldn't fall asleep. And before I know it, I'm like checking the score on my phone. It's like 12:30, and the game was finally coming to an end. But I was just like, "Are you serious?" It really took over 4.5 hours to play a football game. Like, it was just crazy. It just goes to show you how much the media has really kind of taken over sports in a way. Because if you just go to like a regular high school football game, And if you were to play 15-minute quarters, it would not take 4 hours. It would take 2 at the max. But when you're dealing with commercials and all these, challenges and a lot of it, the challenges I feel have been taking longer and longer just for media purposes. They want the fans to kind of interact. Like, even if it's a clear call, they'll sit there and show the same, replays over and over again for like 2 or 3 minutes. And it's like, we can clearly see what's going on. Like, okay, we get it. And then, don't even get me started on them introducing pass interference as a reviewable play this past year. I'm actually waiting for the YouTube videos to come out of just how horrible that implementation of a rule was, because what was the point of putting that rule in if you weren't going to use it correctly? They either need to change what pass interference is or get rid of the fact that you can replay looking for it to either be pass interference or not. Because if you try to replay something that is pass interference, you pretty much never get it. But if it is called pass interference, something that they wouldn't overturn the other way, they would not overturn the other way for the other way, if that makes any sense. So if it wasn't pass interference, they're not going to overturn it to pass interference. But if that same call was called the other way, they wouldn't overturn it the other way. So it makes no sense. But anyways, got about 10 seconds to the bell here. We're going to be mainly watching the scanners, and we will go from there. So RVCN is kind of my main watch, or RVNC, I think it is. Yeah, I had this up yesterday. I wanted to see what it does at the bell, and everything else will be pretty much right off the scanner. XBit. So there we go with the bell. I always forget my cool little sound, which I didn't do this, so I don't even know if I hear that. I need to go back and listen to it. There we go. I know if I hear it, I know you hear it, so that's the key. So we're looking for a move from RVCN to the upside if we were going to get into this, but it looks like the volume's actually not coming into it like we had possibly hoped. And again, we're going to wait for that first 2-minute candle anyway, and we're going to go from there. We also have two new hotkeys that we're going to be playing around with today. We were testing them out last night, and they seem to work. I forgot to put them on all my other montages, but for now, it's okay. This AZRX is a little bit lower of a float. I'm going to stay away from it. STML. This is SSR. This daily looks kind of nasty. We got some support coming up here. 528 area, though. It's kind of a no man's land. I don't really like what RVNC is doing here. Oops. VB, I typed the wrong thing there. I think VBIV getting absolutely crushed. What's the float on this? This is a pretty good float. I'm going to wait for this candle to form before we do anything. There we go. See if we can get down towards 150. Love to see. I was hoping to get 150 area for VBIV. PDD looked like a nice one here out of the gate. And looks like we're not going to get that move down from VBIV. It's going to bounce on us. Holy crap, these scanners are going nuts right now. Of course, when I'm trying to figure out something new, it's overwhelming me. Just kind of flipping through charts here. I was watching PDD here if it wanted to go back down towards 50. It doesn't look like it wants to. And there's VBIV making that move up, so we're not going to get that one. That's a little frustrating. I feel like the scanners might be laggy here? I'm not sure. No, they're okay. ADAP moving again. There goes PDD making its move back up towards VWAP. It's another one that we missed. SLGG. It says VBIV is going back down. I think the scanners. I think they're like a little bit laggy right now. Man, look at VBIV. I wish we would have got that move to 150. That would have been perfect. PDD as well. Dang. BGFV. This one doesn't look too bad. We're sitting right here at a key area. This thing is like not moving at all. We're going to drop through 50. Sad about PDD as well. That was kind of a frustrating one. Watching BGFV here. ACB. No shares there. CWH. Do have shares there. Float on this one isn't too great. Gonna start CWH here. See if we can't just get the quick move back down. Still watching BGFV as well. Didn't really like my entry there on CWH, but it should be okay. I wanted to hit it up in the 70s, but I was kind of looking at a couple things. This BGFV is just not moving, like whatsoever. MREO. Where's my cursor? MREO. ADAP. Trying to see things I wouldn't normally see here, so it's kind of what we're going for. So let's go for 10. Just put an order out there if it wants to flush down there and give us a quick fill. Still looking. And nice, Jeff. Giovanni. Let's see, SDC. Yeah, I wouldn't have been too interested in that. Looking at VG, I'm just kind of flipping through some charts here. What's the float on this? 229. I feel like we might have missed that move there. Would have needed the pop through 8, I think. Might be getting a little greedy here with the CWH, but we'll see what it wants to do. I have an eye on ADAP as well on one of my other charts. Let's actually pull that up over here. This is kind of an interesting spot, especially with the pre-market right there. Be interesting to see what it does. If it wants to get down there towards 5, we'd be looking for 25. What else we got going? TR. XC. No. So ADAP, we're looking for that quick flush here towards 5 if we want to get in. If it wants to climb, it's fine. It'll just go without us. CWH starting to get that breakdown a little bit. 1660. So yeah, we only need 1610 there. If we can get that quick little flush down, that'd be nice. Just not really loving anything else here. Goes ADAP attempting. It's definitely going to keep ADAP up. Just looking around for other things. Not really seeing too much BGFV. I feel like BGFV was a good one. We definitely missed that one. This was one I had kind of pulled up and it was already kind of coming back up, so that's kind of a frustrating one there, but oh well. Also have STML up on my other screen as well. So it looks like ADAP is not going to give us what we were looking for. Let's bring up STML over here. Well, this is actually starting to bounce a little bit without us as well. So this is not a bad one. Pretty decent move yesterday. The spread on this is kind of crappy. These are the kind of extensions we're talking about, even though they're not on much volume. We're attempting to get that drop over here on CWH. Let's see if we can continue down there. Yeah, VViv was a frustrating one. We probably should have just jumped in that one with a starter. That was kind of me not trusting this a little bit. I was waiting for that second candle, and it gave us what we wanted for the most part. I was just trying to be greedy with my first entry. But I have to keep reminding myself I'm not in that same mindset anymore where I'm only looking to get 3 total entries. I need to keep reminding myself that. mRNA not really giving us what we want. That would have been nice, but obviously we didn't really ever get an entry on that. Not really sure what I want to do here with CWH. I want to be patient, but at the same time, it does kind of look like VWAP sitting here. It might try to hold. I might just put a stop in a little bit under break even. Maybe just put it on over 50. If it gets back over 50, the odds are it might try to continue up, and I really don't want to let this go all the way back up against us. Let's see. I might just take it here, to be honest. Just take the small win. We'll see what it does here. Keep an eye on it. There's really not too much else that I'm finding. RTX. No, it's RTIX. So this one we'd be pretty interested in if it wants to give us a nice quick move down here. Looking for 25. Just going to be patient here with CWH. Dang it. Let's see if this gives us a move back down here under 50. We were kind of looking for like a nice, decent bar here from RTIX. There we go. We got a little drop on the ass there. CWH. There we go. Let's see if we can get a push down towards VWAP. Kind of missing out here on RTIX. That was kind of my fault. Two things kind of happened at once there. See one more little push. There's really not much on the level 2, looking like it would stop push down here. We're just going to take that off. Sitting right there at VWAP. I feel like the odds are we might get a little bit of a bounce, but we'd be risking like a 40-cent pop just looking for 10 more cents, so it's really not worth it. The risk reward there from that point isn't worth it, so we'll take that off there for a nice quick little win. Well, not really a quick win, but a decent little win. SLGG. Excuse me. So if this wasn't such a low float, I'd probably be interested, but I'm not going to mess with it. What was the one that we were just looking at? RTIX. This is a little frustrating. I wanted to jump in this one under 50. It even gave us that little pop through. I was hoping it pushed back through. Of course, it's of course CWH is going to prove me wrong. Excuse me, but can't fault a 40-cent win there, so I'm not going to be too upset about it. I am a little upset here about RTIX, though. Should have been in that one. We're going to get that one off the screen. Keep looking around. IMPX. I don't have any shares here. So this one in the future, maybe not even the future, but we could have played this one. I didn't even see this one, EHTH. That's something that Brian was in this morning. TRXC. Excuse me. Broke first high of day. Second one to DARE. Yeah, I'm not too interested in DARE. This is one of the ones you look at the daily. It's pretty much pump and dump, so I'm not looking to buy on the way back down of a pump and dump. So I really like making sure that I get the daily up again here and there. Here we go, CGC. This was one yesterday that just went absolutely bananas to the other side. See if we can get that dip through 22.
What are you doing?
I mean, almost got there, 22.03. What's the float on this again? Isn't this? I always get confused with CGC because I know it's one of them pot stocks. It says 218. Looks like we might miss it here. We would have been looking for that move back up towards 2250, but I was looking to get in under 22. And there goes CWH. It would have gave us the move that we were looking for, but it's all good. Man. It's something I got to learn. I got to learn the patience there. I do. But again, I wasn't in my head. If it wanted to sit there at VWAP and try to bounce, I wasn't going to risk 40, 50 cents just to make another 10. It didn't make sense in my head. So I also need to stop being afraid to jump in these on the way back up because we'd be looking for about half that move anyway. The only thing that kept me out of this one was the previous support is right here. So I didn't think that it was extended far enough away from that. And as you can see, it's actually trying, look at the wicks, just trying to get through that, but it can't. So that was why I didn't jump in on the way back up. That was just a quick decision on my part. So we're actually getting the move back down. If we can get a nice move down through 22, I might be interested. And I'm still looking around. I just don't really see anything else at the moment. NK was actually a good one this morning. I didn't see that one. But the float on that one's a little bit lower. I love his laugh. Instead of screams today, you get some laughs because we got mommy here. LJPC, what's the float here? 24 mil. Right at yesterday's low a day. Or yesterday's close, I mean. We can get the dip to 7. Let's see, back up to 40. There's CGC. Dang it, I wasn't paying attention. I missed that. Let's see if we can get another push down. I'm a little frustrated there on CGC. I was looking at my other screen when that happened. It happened so fast. That was exactly what we were looking for. I was sitting here saying it over and over again, the dip under 22, and look at that. That would have immediately pretty much got us to our target. Crappers. Watching LJPC. We'll keep CGC up. I mean, if it wants to continue this down move and get another nice big bar like this one, I would definitely be interested. It's already pretty extended.
he's giving me kisses.
Of course, LJPC is already bouncing. I'm being very picky, and I this is something I'm learning today. Now that everything's kind of coming together, I'm starting to see. But if you look at my chart, I have yesterday's close here, so I'm thinking that's going to act as good support, especially because it's a whole dollar. So I'm waiting for that test, right? Instead of just jumping in with that starter size up here where the move is already extended, and then adding when it gets to that point. I'm so fearful because I'm in such a habit of only doing the 1-1-2, where I'm thinking, well, if I add here, I can't add that close. But with the new strat, I can do that, and I need to stop doing this because, look, it just gave us the move. So that's 3 trades today we didn't take because I was being too picky with my entries, and they all would have worked. So I really need to go back and watch this back so I can really kind of see that I'm doing that over and over. Like I realized it, but I need to go back and actually see the charts again when everything kind of slows down. Say BYND must be getting smoked if it's on the scanners because that's a really high price. So if that's hitting over 20 on the intensity, then it's getting smashed. Not even 10. I think I must be getting whatever this is because I can't get rid of this dry throat.
I'm feeling like, my body's just done.
Jeez, look at BYND. This thing is nuts. $22. I'd have to take 3 shares. But I'm looking if it dips under this 122 area. You guys are going to laugh at me, but I'm going to try this. It's going to halt. Holy crap. I so should have hit that button. I knew there was no way that was going to... Oh, it is. This is going to halt. Are you serious? Wow. Wowzers. What went... Did something happen with Beyond Meat? They used real cow. Sorry. Sorry, I kind of made myself laugh there. I was about to jump in that too. Woo. You got CGC? Nice, Jeff. SD. I was about to jump in that, so I guess I'm thankful that I didn't. I feel like that's news driven at this point. That's scary. I mean, granted, everything I'm doing is with a set risk, so it wouldn't have been crazy. So CGC is still kind of just, I don't know what it's doing, but we're just too near. It keeps bouncing right off of this previous support, using it as resistance, so I'm really not interested. What was the SDC? What's the float here on the SDC? 75 mil. Okay. So I like this. So let's see, 30. So we can get down towards 11. I'd be pretty interested here. 11 to 11.05. Put an order out there. See if it wants to flush down there real quick. Here we go. Here we go. See if we can go right to 11. It's a little spready. Oh, we're on the bid. All right, we're going to start it there. I lowered my share size, and it didn't want to give it to us on the bid. So let's see what we can get here. Kind of have this key area over here as well that I was looking at. See if we can use previous resistance as support here and the whole dollar. It's kind of the thought process here. Looking to at least get back up to this 1130 area. If it wants to give us the dip under 11, that's fine too, because this thing's pretty extended right now. There we go. It got really spready there for a second. All right, we'll get an add there. Try not to put them too close together, but the spread was kind of not being nice. So let's try our new little hotkey here. Hopefully it doesn't mess with us. All right, cool. It worked. Most likely could look for higher here, but see if we can't just get the quick one. Curious just to how it would work as well. We're on the ask. All right, so it didn't quite give us the amount that I was looking for, but that was my fault because I started with smaller share size. But that was definitely, the hotkey worked, which is nice. And the move that we were looking for is what we got. So I went down on share size right at the entry. Just, again, we're being safe here. We're learning. So I'm not too upset with it. Let's take a... So obviously still looking for more. We're still in the prime time here. I actually want to pull BYND back up to see what that's all about. So we definitely could have looked for our original target there of this 1130, like right under 1130 area. But I was trying out the hotkey. The hotkey is more for when we get like 3 or 4 entries, but it's okay. We'll deal with it. But it wasn't exactly what I was looking for as far as the end goal. So BYND open back up here. Down here at 120. It looks like it's attempting to bounce. He knows how to open like everything now. The only thing he hasn't figured out how to open is the doorknobs, and I was trying to actually teach him yesterday. Like he grabs, I know, he grabs it, but he like tries. He just doesn't have the wrist strength yet. Giovanni, entry on what? I'm not in anything right this second, and there is the SDC move that we were looking for. So again, that was more. We should have had almost double that, just based off of our share size. We were going to start with 30. We lowered it to 20 real quick just because we were jumping in early, just to be safe. BYND, same kind of principle. Look at this extension. The only thing I didn't like about BYND is it started the day off up and then made this big move down. But you can't deny an extension like this, especially on such a big move. It's crazy. But I'm really looking, like, if we're going to get a nice extension, I'm looking for something that's more kind of sideways and then down, not up and then down, because then you're kind of just in a range, and that can be a little bit dangerous. Jeff said hi, Tim's wife. Probably couldn't hear you, but she said hi. Yeah, a little sad there with SDC. I mean, we still wouldn't be in this. We would have been out at like 30 at the max. But I was testing out the hotkey, and honestly, I wasn't expecting it to make the retracement move like this that quick. So that was kind of nice.
2, 3, 4. You have 4 cars.
CPAH on slow float. Not going to mess with that. SLGG. What is PDD doing? Yeah, this SLGG was another one that I was watching and I was actually kind of interested in, but the float was too low. But this is, I mean, these are the moves that we're looking for. The kind of die, and then bam, like the nice big drop. We're looking for the sellers to just completely run out. And look at BYND just absolutely getting it all back. So BYND would have worked. CGC would have worked. Also another one that we missed. I hated myself for missing that one. It actually gave us a couple opportunities after that. Or no, just that one under 22 that we were looking for. But after that, it kind of consolidated into an ascending triangle. So I really need to start to learn that it's okay to jump in these a little bit late, because even if it does make the move down, it's okay, right? Because we can just add. But a little bit frustrating that I didn't get in CGC. I think PDD was another one I had just taken a look at. Yeah, PDD just made its move up. Oh, jeez. This BYND is crazy. It's like, this is what I was talking about. I mean, this is like the definition of a wave in the stock market, right? We just happen to be part of a halt as well. But that's why I don't like the up move first and then the down move, because the down move really only got to the lows from pre-market. So that's really not something I'm too interested in, because I'm looking for more of an extension down from either the lows or the highs. So and this APPN actually would have been a nice one. I didn't even see this one. It's the only problem once you get past 10 o'clock is it's like everything that's moving is usually a low floater at this point. You don't really get those like good volume moves from the bigger plays, the bigger floats. Yeah, SDC, Jeff, I was being hesitant, but I was like, I'm not missing this one. I really like the setup here. We had some previous resistance from pre-market, looking to use it as support plus the whole dollar. So, and it was nice and extended. So that was the idea behind that one. I was pretty happy with that one. And it's kind of funny because SDC is kind of sort of the same play as BYND. Like, look at the charts. It's almost the same exact thing. So it really makes no sense to why I'd play one and not the other. So maybe I need to go back and watch why I didn't want to play BYND, and I mean I know why, because I would have had to play with 3 shares, but it obviously would have worked. I mean, 3 shares over the course of 4 points is $12, right? So if you're using 30 shares, it's $112. So it doesn't matter the share size. It's really just you're looking at the price and the range of the stock. So definitely would have been a good play. I mean, now taking 3 shares on something that's only moving like 10 cents, that's a little different. But if you're taking 3 shares on something that's moving 6 to 10 points, that's a different story. Oh, dang, NK still continuing. But NK is that one that's a lower float, so I'm going to stay away from that one. Jeez, must be cold up there. Jeff, to take a picture, I use it's called Snip and Sketch. So if you just go into your start menu and type in snip, it should pop up, and then you can do it that way. Or if you just click on the chart itself, you can hold down Alt and print screen, then pull up Paint, and then just hit Control V, and it'll paste your chart in there. And then just go Menu, Save, and you can do it that way. All right, WW. This is actually looking pretty nice. At a fairly decent support level here. C1. I have to start this one pretty small. See if we can get the push through 42. And just like that, we aren't going to get that trade. I was hoping that it would push through 42 to make it look like a candle more like this one. But it didn't quite give it to us. Later, Giovanni. Thanks for stopping by this morning. Could have did the same thing I did on SDC. Just jumped in right before, but it was up a little bit higher. It was already up at 42.20. I was going to say jump in near 42 and if it went through, but we didn't really quite get it. Yeah. A little bit frustrating there. That's too big of a jump for us to just jump in now, even though you're still looking for up here towards where this consolidation was, a little bit over 43. You're so far off of the initial entry point there that to me it doesn't make sense. Yeah, see, it's already jumping right up there. Well, that would have been a nice one. We would have been looking for at least 43. We would have got our single entry, single exit type price there. Okay, let's keep looking. Yeah, and there we go. We would have got our fill. Man, I am this, and this is exactly what I was saying that we can't do, is be too picky. The whole point of this strat is to get into multiple trades. I mean, we should have had like 6 or 7 trades today, and we only got 2. So a little frustrating in that aspect, especially because everything seems to be working out. I don't know why why this viewer count thing always like just stops working. I wonder if I get rid of it and bring it back and see what happens.
You struggling, mister?
Nope, I don't know why. It's weird. Let's keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. All right, so these are getting a little frustrating to look at. Take a look at 80AP here. This 450 area. Pretty good support yesterday. Just got the dip through 5. Got bought right back up. See what it wants to do, if it wants to head back that way. The screen might go black just for a sec. It doesn't kick me like last time. Hey, there we go. Sorry about that if it went black on you guys. No. Later, Jeff. Uber, we don't have any shares. Every time I do that, it... So the viewer count worked now, but now the chat isn't working. Whatever. ADAP is what we're watching. What is NH doing? I don't have shares there either.
Are you asking for more?
Keeps getting bought up here. We're looking for the bigger move down here. If it wants to give it to us. Keeps getting bought up. It's messing around here. This $5 area is a fight. I don't really want to get in the middle of the fight, because if we lose the fight, then it would be a bad entry. I'd rather miss the trade and not worry about like just a dump, because this isn't really the extension we're looking for. We'd like to get down here towards 475. If we can get this move, we'd be good here. Be good for an entry, I should say. It's about around the time he does. The second time. Did he have poop this morning?
No.
All right, we're getting the move. Getting the move down. Just keeps getting bought back up. I mean, if we miss it, we miss it. It's not a big deal, but I'm not. This one I am going to want a better entry just because we're getting later into the morning here. I am watching it for a long. I'm looking for the extension to the downside. I was really hoping to get another candle kind of like this with a 30-ish cent range on it, but it doesn't really look like it wants to give it to us. What's up, Mr. Gifford? How you doing? I'm on every day, man. What do you mean you didn't realize?
Apple? What time do you do that?
11. Sometime. I mean, usually I'm up playing with him. Yeah. Just not a fan of how it's grinding. This is no different than if it was working to the upside, just doing the same thing. We really want that. If we're going to get in this, we want that push. Ah, gotcha. Did you uncheck the bells by accident? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to visualize these charts as if they were the exact opposite. I should have just did it there. I had my order at 77. I just don't like how it's grinding, right? It's like a lot of consolidation and we're just grinding. It's not really just a quick move.
You only get one. You don't get two. Be happy with one.
Surprised I kept my calculator today. Really not too much else going on. This NK, is an interesting one. Big pump at the end of the day yesterday. I'm not really looking to mess with this thing because now we're below any kind of support. There's nothing all the way down till, $3.50, $4. So definitely not really looking to mess with that, especially because you can see the first drop got bought up, but now it's starting to just kind of stair step down. Not a huge fan of that. Yeesh. A daily on STML just looks weird. Trying to get an ADAP here. If it wants to give us an entry. Alright, we're going to start it here. 469. Had the order at 455, but see if it wants to start to give us that bounce towards $5. Not a huge fan of this one, but I mean, it's pretty extended. So we're just looking for that bounce towards 5. Put an order there at 51 if it wants to get down there. Or we'll see if we want to make the move up. Put our order out there right under 5. So we can finally get this nice little squeeze back up there.
Doggy, woof woof. Doggy goes woof woof.
Really not too much else going on here. NK again, the reason we stayed away from that was just because of the float. Not really comfortable. I'm not even comfortable completely playing these overall, let alone playing ones with a lower float.
Oh. Aw.
Can't get Dance Monkey out of my head. Of course, NK is like, haha, I would have worked, sort of. I mean, yeah, we would have hit a profit target there, most likely. Especially because this candle here and this here, it's going to form a resistance, at least temporarily. can't get it out of my head. I didn't say like I absolutely love the song. I just can't get it out of my head. It came on twice. Once on the ride to school and once on the ride back. It's a very popular song at the moment. For any of you level 2 readers, there was that big order at 480, and look, it's gone now. Just to show you that that's how Liar's Poker on level 2 can work sometimes. Now there's a big order flash in there at 470. Thinkorswim, Mr. Gifford, is probably the best free charting platform. This candle got 85. There's really not much else going on. We're just kind of sitting here watching 80 AP, seeing what it wants to do. Yep, no problem. Yeah, Thinkorswim is by far in the best platform if you're just looking for free charting. Free being the key word. I mean, people that could buy any charting software out there, some of them still use Thinkorswim. So the darts. You want me to pull it? I don't think you can pull the trigger. I don't think you're strong enough. Yeah, Tesla is just crazy. Okay. So we got that dip under 70 again. As you saw, that was a fake order sitting there. So not exactly what we were hoping for here. We still got our order in sitting there at 51. Almost got filled, didn't quite get it. Tesla, the people buying Tesla, I mean, they have to be exhausted. Look at the daily on this. It's just nuts. Just absolutely nuts.
Roll. Did you throw it? Roll.
All right. Oh, we're on the bid again.
What? Did you see rags?
No fill because it's going to wait for the ass to come down. There we go. So we got that fill. Let's see if we're going to actually go through 50 or if we're going to pop back up here.
There's nothing in there.
So we can go ahead and cancel this one now since we have a higher share size. Let's see what we want to do after it starts to move. Out of curiosity, 440. So it says it got to 449. I must not have been watching when it did. Unless that was when it poked through. So 11. So technically if we hit the button, it would put our order at 471. Which would give us, what, 11 cents on 60 shares. So it would give us a little over $6. Still would like to see if we could get back up towards that 485 and see what it does there instead of just putting the order out there. I don't understand how dog hairs find their way into my mouth like all the time. It's ridiculous.
1, 2, 3, go! 1, 2, 3.
Let's say I knew we were earlier when we were looking to get in this trade. We were right near that key high from yesterday morning, as well as all that support area from yesterday. So I would expect at least some kind of a bounce here. Pretty decent order sitting there at 59. Get back through 60 here. Really like to see what we can do if we can get back up to that 85 area. If we can break through that.
Ready? One. No, Camden. You gotta turn it out.
Looks like they ate through most of that order at 59, so
That way. That's
just got to get up there one more time, try it out.
3.
Really not too much else going on.
1.
JP, it's a lower float.
Ready?
Range isn't very good at all. We would be staying away from this one. Oh, shoot me with a Nerf gun.
No. Gotta point it out.
I don't think we're going to look to really take any other trades unless something really jumps out at us. So we're just going to sit here and watch 80AP. Kind of go from there.
Where'd they go? Where'd they go?
That goes right through my brain. Of course, we're not really getting too much volume, so see if the typical reversals, a couple big buyers popping in there at 55, see if that helps it out.
We're not gonna get more.
Kind of just stuck here. They were just playing with the Nerf gun, and I guess he didn't want to go get the darts that they shot, so he started screaming. This thing is just in Consolidation City right now, huh? Just like that, we got a nice little pop. See if we can, I really want to see if we can get up, test this 85 area again. Here we go. So 71 is where the button would put us. But if we're going to start getting this move up, I'd like to see what it at least does at this 85. If it's going to try to double top there or try to go through. So, but first we got to get up there to the 85 area, right? Been this patient, right? Might as well continue that patience. And say we're not going to like it if that gets eaten through, though, which it did. Would have been nice to see that hold. Excuse me. If we were going to get an ad there, I wanted it a little bit lower. Say unfortunately, it's looking like this might be something we're just looking to get out semi-break even, but we're trying to be patient with it, right? That's not something that we're trying to eliminate the emotions from our trading. So just kind of letting it do its thing here. See if we can just get back up through 50. An ad would have been nice there, but just trying to be patient with it at this point. That would have been a little too close because the spread really never gave us an opportunity to get anything down because it got to 441, but the spread never really, or the ask never came down under, I think it was like 447. I mean, granted, there's nothing keeping us from adding there. It's just trying to just be as patient as I can with my ads. I don't want to build up my position too big too early. But we are starting to get towards the lunchtime hours. Back through 50. See if that was just a little bit of a slower fake out maybe to the downside. So we'll see. See, our average isn't really bad, so it's not that big of a deal. Now we're just looking for that retracement. That move back there towards VWAP. Something like if we want to draw a line based off of kind of the previous, so something around that area is kind of what we're looking for, at least to follow trend. It's kind of what we were hoping for on that move there, but it got rejected a little bit. See if there was some liquidity getting eaten up there under 450. We're getting the drop here. All right, we will take an ad there, 439. That brings us down to 453. So now let's hit our button, because now we got that third entry. So this is when we would be looking for the 1R at this point. So if we just making sure I'm hitting the right button. Okay. Okay, so that would put us at 472. I mean, Thomas, sorry, I'm just seeing your question. You really can add as much as you want until you hit your max loss. So my max loss on the day, any given trade or the day total is 150. So I'm not even close to that. Yep, I'm in 80 AP, Jeff. Question for you, what is the T I see on Beyond instead of the S I was hoping to see? It means the trade resumed because it was halted. Yeah, BYND actually halted to the downside earlier. Yeah, unfortunately, Daddy's still on the computer because I got into a trade that isn't quite working the way that we wanted it to. I mean, granted, this is part of the plan, though, so it's not anything out of the ordinary. You're welcome, Jenny. My name's Tim, by the way. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the channel. This thing isn't giving up. All right, we're going to take another ad there. We'll hit our button again. So it puts us at 469 now. Man, this thing is just grinding, huh? I'm watching you on a bike at the gym. That's dedication. Hells yeah. That's awesome. I remember I used to watch videos when I used to go to the gym and just, I used to do the elliptical though. Oh, jeez. All right, we're going to get another ad there. Kind of working this thing down to 4. We're getting tested nice and early here. Gonna hit my button here real quick, and I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I'll be right back. How did our price go up? Wasn't it at 69 before that? It's gonna make me do some math here. Oh, because the low a day went down. That's why. Did we miss that? Did that happen while we were gone? Yeah, it must have. So our order's actually sitting right around that spot we were looking to get past last time. Five. We have 5 entries here. Like I said, the whole point of this strat is so that you can get upwards of 10. That's kind of the idea behind it. So now it's all a matter of just being patient. I guess we could switch over to this view for you guys since we're not really using the bottom chart. Sorry, it's kind of boring. There's really not much to talk about. We're just kind of letting this trade do its thing. There's really not much else going on. Say SLGG, I was just looking at on the other chart. It is kind of extending itself a little bit, but it's a lower float. Not really interested there. Volume on it's pretty bad as well. Seeing if we can't get 80 AP to make a nice move back up here. See if we can get up through 50. There we go, getting a nice little move. We can get back up through 50, maybe get 50 to hold as support on the other side. That would be nice. And see if we can't get up there and hit our profit, take profit area. Sitting there at 74. It's the ultimate goal here. Right back up to where our average is. Can the ISW scanner work on iPads? I don't see why it wouldn't be able to. Actually, it's a good question. I don't think it does, actually, because I think I've had somebody ask me that before, but for a Mac. And to get it to work on a Mac, you would have to use one of them programs that translates basically a Windows program into Mac format. So I don't think that is possible. Well, it actually is possible if you use the web version. But if you use the web version, you can't choose like which scanners you have on your screen, etc. It's just a set type of scanners that are up there. So here we go. We're coming up to 50. Let's see if we can get this. A big seller popped in there. See if we can get this move up towards 50. Kind of dancing around here. And if you really want to go up, you can handle them. It's not like I don't do it every day.
No, but I was trying to give you either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much going till this either hits or if like when I'm in a trade, I try to let it go till 12, just because that's when the volume. That's what I'm saying. That's when the volume like really dies. I mean, if it looks like it's trying to get up here, so hopefully within like the next 5-10 minutes, we'll see what happens. Just need to get this 450 break. Let's go.
Execute Order 66.
That was my my sound clip to make it go through 450. Definitely trying. Some big sellers keep popping in here at this area. It's not really helping matters. She's not ready for lunch. She's ready for the bed. She wants to go back to bed. She's not feeling well. Here we go. A little bit of buying pressure there. I feel like if we can get through 45, we should go pretty much right to 450. Just can't seem to get there. There we go. So that seller disappeared. And then oh, there we go. That one kind of disappeared too. Some decent volume coming in here. I feel like if we can get up to 450, might just get the pop right through. That'd be nice. The sellers keep disappearing. Keep popping up and disappearing. It's kind of funny. It's like they're trying to hold it down. There it was. 450 was there for a second. Use the force. Here we go. See if we can get through. There's really not that much there. We don't necessarily want this thing to just pop through, right? We don't want the super quick move. We want it to kind of keep grinding up, but we do want it to get through, and then we want the buyers to kind of pile in to make 450 the support. That's kind of what we're looking for here. Instead of it being the resistance that it's being now, if we can just get through, we would look for the buyers to pile in on the other side of 450, make it support, and then just keep grinding higher. We don't want it to just go like right to 460 or something. And granted, that's never a bad thing, but here we go. There it goes. And we're through. See if we can start piling in here. There we go. Now see if we can hold on this side. Start using it as support. Can you wait like 3 minutes? It might, and we might actually get there. It's we're almost there. I'd love for 54 to go through. There's a bunch of sellers sitting here. Looks like prime shares for a short to cover. Right, that's kind of what happens here. You see a bunch of liquidity pop up like that, and then somebody in a bigger position tends to just eat through it, like all at once. Not really budging at 53 either on the bid, so that's kind of good. Starting to think we might set a stop, though, just because the wife needs to. We're actually just going to take it all right there. Oh, what happened? Oh, shit. I hit the wrong button. Damn it. I messed that up. Let's see what we do right here. Might just end up taking this break even now. Dang it. I'm so used to that button being the bottom button. Ah, that's so frustrating. All right, we're going to jump out there. Dang it. Yeah, I just jumped out because I had a bunch of stuff going through my head, especially because I hit the wrong button as well. I should have been out over 450 there. We ended up getting out at 445. So that's actually going to end up being a wash trade after commissions. Kind of a bummer. Very much a bummer. I was going to just put the stop, and we would have got stopped out anyway because I was going to put the stop at 49 if we broke 50 again. And this probably will work out, but I'm just going to, and dang it, there it goes back through 50. Son of a bitch. See what you did to me? I'm not blaming you, but I'm indirectly blaming you. You started making me... I know. But you made me want to start to get off because I didn't want to... I know you don't feel good.
Well, yeah, I actually called out of work.
I know. That's why I know you don't feel good. But, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up here. That kind of sucked, especially because this probably is going to work out. We'll keep an eye on it to see if it would have. We still had plenty of room on this thing, and we were looking for, 74 as our take profit, and that would have been, do the math real quick. So that would have been 30 cents, 150, 10. So that would have been $45 instead of the $3.30 that we ended up getting. The whole point of this strategy is to always get what you're risking. And so it's a little frustrating that we kind of just let our emotions get to us there, because the whole point of this strategy is to not let the emotions get to us. So I'm going to just leave it at that. Like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. I'll make my video a little bit later on the trades, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.